Every time we've talked about primary challenges to Donald Trump in 2020, I've been super clear that those challenges are not going to succeed in the sense of Donald Trump is going to be the Republican nominee unless he bails out. But I have said that the primary challenges could still damage Trump. And even a point or two taken from Trump in some states is all it would take for an independent, a Republican primary challenger who chooses to run as an independent in November of 2020 to take a state or two from Donald Trump and push it towards the Democratic challenger. And that could actually turn the election. Now, clearly the Republican Party is worried about this because they've now started canceling primaries and caucuses to protect Donald Trump and to prevent anyone from getting any attention or momentum. Now, Trump loyalists have gotten into the system in South Carolina, Nevada, Arizona, and Kansas at minimum, and they are moving forward on canceling primaries altogether, which is not very democratic. Wouldn't the right thing to do be to let the primaries happen? Let Republican voters confirm that they want Trump to be their nominee. Trump says he has 94% support from the Republicans. That's not true. It's more like 80%. But 80% is still more than enough to win primaries, except that that other 20% might be invigorated by those primaries and vote for those primary challengers in November if they run as independents or as write-in candidates in a way that it could threaten Donald Trump in the general. Now, the Trump team is saying this is totally normal. This is fine. There are many other examples in history when primaries have been canceled, when there has been an incumbent president up for re-election. But that is extremely deceptive because the primaries that were previously canceled were almost exclusively canceled because there were no challengers. So there was no point in having the primary when only the incumbent is interested in running. This is a very different situation where you have multiple primary challengers, Joe Walsh, William Weld, there's a third one that now I'm forgetting, and 1/5 of Republicans disapprove of Donald Trump. So this is a very different scenario. Now, someone asked Donald Trump on Monday, would he participate in debates against these challengers? And he said, quote, I don't know them. I would say this, they are all at less than 1%. I guess it's a publicity stunt. We just got a little while ago a poll showing 94% popularity or approval within the Republican Party. So to be honest, I'm not looking to get them any credibility. They have no credibility. Now, again, Trump's wrong. It's about 80% of Republicans that approve of the job he's doing, not 94%. But this is how they win. They cancel primaries. They gerrymander. They suppress votes by closing down polling places and purging voter rolls. They have no interest in genuinely protecting our election systems from foreign interference. And they even welcome it. And then they blame Democrats of doing all the same things. And they spend millions on real witch hunts like the Election Integrity Commission or whatever it was that it was called, which found nothing. They've been cheating to win for years. It is not going to stop for sure unless Donald Trump is removed, because we'll have a census in 2020, which will then be used by these same Republicans to make it even worse. And then it'll get even uglier. And I forgot to mention, by the way, gaslighting constantly by demonizing those evil, undocumented immigrants, too. It's important not to forget that, since that's a key part of their strategy. They say that they're all for freedom and democracy as long as it's their candidate in the way that they want it and the people voting that they want to see voting, period. Otherwise, freedom and democracy always take a backseat to morality or simplicity or expediency or whatever they can cite at the time to justify their behavior. And we are seeing it again as the primaries that Republicans should be holding are getting canceled in growing numbers, which we will continue to track. Not surprising, but important to understand that this is happening.